Hey guys, what's going on? This is MetaTalks episode 14, where I'm going to talk about the biggest patch note changes and how it's going to affect our metagame. I'm also going to talk about the common picks and bans I'm seeing at high elo this patch. Then I'm going to start off with a new champion this patch, Skarner, the Crystal Vanguard. I haven't gotten a chance to play Skarner that much. I kind of been busy. I watched the Spotlight. I've seen him in a couple games. He's actually surprisingly tanky, is what I noticed. He can do a lot of damage. I noticed a couple good moves with him when you flash and impale somebody and you drag them back. So it's like you flash into the group and drag somebody out. It's kind of a cool thing to do. But I'm not going to talk too much about him because I don't know that much. I'll talk about him more in my tier list video. So I'm actually going to skip Skarner and go right to Kali in the next changes. So basically Kali got cooldown is shown for her next charge, which is, can't complain about that. It's just a little indication of when your next charge is going to come up, so you know. And that's about it. Amumu now attempts to attack the target after pulling it, so basically instead of having to click auto attack on somebody after you Q them, if you land your Q, they're going to attempt to auto attack. And that actually happens throughout this whole, there's so many changes. So I'm actually going to skip these shitty changes. Mana Barrier, fixed bug, where I could bypass it and damage would be taken instantly and kill him. That actually, I played Blitzcrank yesterday and that happened to me. My barrier never went up, so you didn't fix that. Shame on you. Shame on you. Fixed a bug where Pyroclasm would fizzle out, and if Brand died, so that means if you died where Pyroclasm was up, it would fizzle out, as they say, but now it won't. Hopefully, they fixed it. Yada yada yada. Let's get to... who cares? Oh, Fiddlesticks. There we go. There's a good change. Alright, so but Fiddlesticks got nerfed this patch. This is like their whole, like, oh, Fiddlesticks getting nerfed. Alright, so basic attack projectile speed increased to 1750 from 1500. This is good because last thing with Fiddlesticks fucking blew before. But now on to their nerfs. These are my quotations for nerfs. Why did they nerf Dark Wind damage? I don't know. Fiddlesticks is OP for a couple reasons. Fear lasts 3 seconds. Terrify cooldown increased to 15. Oh no, increased by 1 second. No, that's not the problem. The problem is it lasts 3 seconds. It is disgustingly strong. So you see, it should be like 2.5 max. That's what they should nerf Fiddlesticks. 2.5 max on Fear is like the biggest change you could possibly do. And then the drain ability got nerfed slightly. Oh, whoop-de-doo, but like the damage on Darkwind got reduced like extremely slightly, like by 20 at max rank. So really, you don't max Darkwind at all early game. So this is a totally non-irrelevant change. This is a non-irrelevant change at 0.05. Who cares? It doesn't do anything. A Terrify cooldown increased by 1 second. Those are the shittiest nerfs ever. You need to nerf the Fear duration, not the amount he can spam it, but the duration is just far too long. And that was the problem with him, is just duration was far too long. And he can probably ultimate a little too quickly now. He should probably buff that out. I think it's about 1.5 seconds from 2 seconds. It should be like 0.75 seconds on his ultimate. Now those would have been good nerfs to Fiddlesticks, making his channel time on his ultimate a bit longer, and making his Fear duration less long. Those would be good nerfs. What the fuck is this? Oh, 1 second here, and slap on the wrist there, and we at the max rank it does 20 less damage than it did before. That does nothing. You solve no problems. Shame on you. Those are shitty nerfs, Riot. He's still incredibly powerful, and he's still a top pick and ban. On to Gangplank. Grog. Soak Blade max stacks have been reduced to 3 from 4. Woo! Someone was watching my Meta Talks. I raved about that. This actually, I played him, and people are... he's not being banned anymore. He's not. For some reason, like, this change is no one's picking him anymore. And he does feel a lot more balanced now. He does. Like, his jungle's still good. He's still gank strong. He does all that stuff. Same shit he did before. But when he got nerfed last patch, it was like little shitty nerfs. Those add up and plus this. So he's actually in a good spot, I think. I'd say he's 100% viable. I'd say he's sitting I'd say he'd probably be sitting middle of tier 2, maybe high tier 2. Where he is right now, and that's good. That means he's good. That means he's viable, and he's not breaking the game, but he's very good when played well. So that's 100% good. Good job, you guys finally got Gangplank right. Hooray! Alright, now on to Garen. Decisive Strike movement speed has been increased to 4 seconds from 3 seconds. I've been playing Garen. This is a lot. It actually helps a lot. You can close gaps way better now. It's way better. I like it a lot. Judgment cooldown has been reduced by 1 second. Dun dun dun. Hey, whatever, who cares? Just 1 second. Those like the I want to talk about it because it's so stupid and minor. But Courage maximum armor and magic resistance is now 25 at all ranks instead of you can only have a max rank of 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. So as soon as you farm up enough minions, you get the 25 bonus MR and armor. This actually really helps us early game. If you get a good farm going, you can be really tanky early game. So I like this a lot. These two changes, the Courage and the Decisive Strike change, actually they did a good job on that. And Garen feels a lot better now. And I like that because I missed Garen. Heimerdinger or Himmerdinger or Dinger, whatever you want to call him. He's got a little change here. Heimerdinger will now place frost turrets when he has them in upgraded. So that means you get the frosty turret if you press upgrade and then you place a turret, you're going to get the bonus for it, which is cool. It's a nice change. It's a little buff to Dinger. It's not that big. Yada. Will now attempt to attack the target after they do that. Yeah. After you use the skill, attempts to target. Alright, so here they're first they said, Riot's like, we're nerfing Jarvan, he's too strong. And then everyone's like, you guys are idiots, don't nerf Jarvan, he's completely fine. No one even picks him anymore, he's completely 100% fine. And then Riot's like, okay, well we're gonna buff him then. And then everyone's like, oh my god, don't buff him, you know, he's gonna do this and that and that and this and all that shit and yada, buff and nerf and buff, and then they do nothing but actually nerf him. Jarvan will no longer follow the target while he's in the air during Cataclysm, meaning if you Cataclysm on somebody and you're in the air and then you flash, he would follow. Don't do that anymore, so that's a nerf to Jarvan. Oh my gosh. And a whole bunch of other shitty changes that don't really do anything. And then I'll fix the bug where Dragon Strike reduce the target's base armor rather than total armor. So now he does a little bit more armor reduction. So basically they fixed him to where he should be. So this is their so-called buff, is that. So whatever, Riot, you toy with my heart and then that's how you do it. Alright. Yada. Jackson on attempt to target after leap striking. Ooh. Karma's cooldown before next mantra charge and our current stacks now are shown in the same buff. Woo! UI stuff changes, yay! Yada, same shit. Katarina change happens like throughout the patch, as I said. Alright, Kale, getting a little bit of a boof. Armor and magic resistance, because I can't talk. Shred increased to 3% from 2%. Whoop-de-doo. Kale's still shitty. Next. Kennen, Thundering Shuriken ability power ratio increased to 0.75 from 0.66. So this is a little itty bitty buff. 0.9 actually, not even a full point. And it does help. That's a good change. It's a little buff. It's what he needed. Can't complain about it. Now Lightning Rush. This buff is just stupid because Lightning Rush is a 1-point wonder, and the energy cost adjusts to 100, 95, 90, 85, 80 from 100. So if they really wanted to help out his energy levels, why don't they just drop it to 80 at all ranks? I mean, it's still a lot of energy. It's almost, almost 50% of his energy. It is 50% of his energy at level 1. Why wouldn't they just drop it down by 20? Ken has the biggest energy issues out of any energy user in the entire game. And they help out his extreme late game instead of helping him out all game. I would have been happy if this was, 80. Just reduced from 100 to 80. Because then that would have mean, I still, until level, at level 1, I don't have these massive energy problems when I press E anymore. Instead, you only, as I said, you don't level it up till the very last skill anyways. There's no point in leveling up. W is infinitely better, Q is infinitely better, and obviously your ultimate is better. So, why did they help out his late game that much when his early game and middle game and even late mid game will still be, hindered by this energy problem? So it's like, you guys should have fixed that. And then he got a little ability power increase by 0.05 on that as well. It's just like, okay. Problem with this. Kennen Kennen's issue wasn't, energy issue. It is an issue for him, and he did need a little buff on his Q. But his biggest problem is his ultimate is fucking terrible at level 6, and it's okay at level 11. Great level 16, but his early game and middle game still suck. Again, back to this. Early and middle game. I mean, his laning phase is good. He's a strong laner, nothing like that, but I'm talking like team fights. Like, if you look at Kennen's ultimate, it has 6 charges on level 1 ultimate. 6 charges. That means you might be able to stun 2 targets with your ultimate. 2 targets with your ultimate. You might be able to stun 2 because it's random. So if you have all 5 in there at 6 charges, that means everyone can get hit once and then +1 to someone else. I mean, that's just awful. It's awful. It doesn't do anything. The charges should be increased from 6 to 9 at level 1. Next rank 12. Next rank 15 instead of I believe it's 6, 10, 15, which is just such a big gap. I mean, make that a little bit better. Make it 9, 12. 15 is just so much smoother. And then remove the energy cost. It's only 40 energy. Remove the energy cost from his ultimate. You E in, you W someone, you Q somebody, you're out of energy. You can't ultimate anymore. And Kennen is the only energy user who has energy cost for his ultimate. Lee Sin? Nope. Akali? Nope. Shen? Nope. Kennen? Yep. Come on, Riot. Remove the energy cost, bump it up to 6, 12, 15. Kennen will be perfect. Kennen will be top tier caster, just like all these other casters. He won't be game breakingly OP though. The strong laning, then his team fight will be better. That's it. Then leave him alone, and he doesn't need to be touched. You just change his ultimate. Nerf buff his ultimate just a little bit, and he'll be great. Like, he's good, but he's still hindered, and that's his biggest problem. I mean, I am a Kennen user, so I guess you can call me a little bit biased. But at the same time, there's not a lot of people playing Kennen, and that's probably the reason why. It's because the ultimate is just so shitty at those first 2 ranks. I've even had conversations with Riot employees. I'm like, Kennen's ultimate is shitty, right? And they're like, I tell them they're like, really? Kennen's the only one who doesn't have, energy cost, or it has energy cost. Kennen's the only